Hello, good evening. My name is Melanie. Today I'm going to go ahead and report on my experience at a board members meeting here in Bakersfield. I attended the Bakersfield City School District board meeting, which took place at the Bakersfield City School District board room at 1300 Baker Street. This took place on Tuesday, February 26th at 5 p.m. Now, unfortunately, I was unable to note the number of students that were delivered awards because students are delivered awards during these meetings. However, I do know that the Bakersfield City School District does serve elementary and middle school students. And I'll go into why I wasn't able to see that a little later in the video. The board president, her name is Lillian Tafoya. The total number of elected board members were 5. These board members meet every fourth Tuesday for a board meeting, which is open to the public, so everyone is welcome. This board is required to address multiple matters, such as board policies, educational services, business services. In this specific meeting, the board members announced the adoption of an energy savings resolution and a property settlement agreement for a specific school. Now, what I found interesting is that at the end of the agenda, there are requests that you can make to place items into the agenda on the regular board meeting. It can be written and delivered to the office of the superintendent 10 business days before the meeting will take place and before noon. It must be written and delivered by those guidelines. Now, the general format of this board meeting, by looking at the itinerary, was first pledge to the flag. You have recognition of students, parents, and employees of the Bakersfield City School District. You also had the opportunity to give a public comment, and this is what took the majority of the time. Now, the atmosphere, before the meeting, it was hectic, to say the least. We had I was able to witness many members of the California Teachers Association. They were representing their union in red capes and poster boards. The news were there, many news outlets, and it was a huge deal. There were a couple noisemakers when we were outside waiting for the Bakersfield City School District board meeting place to actually open. Now, the atmosphere inside the meeting, I didn't get to experience until later. And the reason being is there were so many people, and I was waiting in a lobby while the huge mass of people try to make their way through. It was two sides, and it just got very hectic. It was really hard to just move around in that place. It was very hectic. But later on, I did make way, and I was able to go in as seats were being opened up. Let's see. And inside, it was very professional. There were news outlets as well, recording every bit of it. The seats of those in attendance were in ascending order, whereas at the very bottom you had the board members and superintendent sitting down in a large U-shaped desk, so they were all connected, all sitting together. And itineraries were available as well, so those were available to the right once you entered the actual meeting place. But you were also able to get this online, as well as when you're sitting in there, it was on a screen, so you always knew what the agenda would look like. Now, the agenda items were arranged into sections and subsections. Some actions I didn't quite understand due to the use of legalese, but it was A through J were the sections, but J being the last one was actually not covered. The meeting was adjourned right at the beginning of that due to a lack of time. The most interesting agenda to me was the moment of public comments. So this was open to the public, but the majority of who made it were BCSD staff. They were parents, and there was also a member from the Dolores Huerta Foundation. And these individuals voiced their concerns with the possibility of the proposal of cutting summer school, and also teachers' wages. That was something that they brought up. So a lot of them also were passionate about their distrust in Harry Doc Irvin, which is the superintendent of the Bakersfield City School District. And the most interesting thing, the thing that I took out of this, the privilege of being present here and learning from this class about board members, was the attitude of the attendees towards the board. So, as I mentioned, I was in the lobby for a great part of this actual meeting, and when we were trying to get in, there were a lot of people, and I don't want to say teachers because I know they couldn't have all been teachers. Many might have been, but there were some who were yelling and chanting, "Let us in." It got very hectic, and what I found interesting is that the people who gave public comments would go in, give their comment, come out, and leave. So they didn't stay till the end of the meeting. I stayed until the very end. I was able to see that the meeting was adjourned, and when I walked out of the actual meeting place and into that lobby where I originally was at, it was at about probably 1/8 of what the presence was before, or the amount of people there. So it was very interesting to see that they didn't stay, and although they were very vocal in their requests and they're very loud and passionate about the changes that they want to see, it's kind of like they went, they delivered it, and they left. So it's a very interesting experience. I learned a lot from it, and unfortunately I have only attended this one, but I definitely look forward to attending more and just staying in the loop of what exactly is going on in our city school district board meetings. Thank you very much.